So, good morning, everybody. Nicole, you want to say hi?
Good morning.
Um, First of all, definitely like to welcome Joe Rothchild, our celebrity, to the stage. Thank you so much for joining us. We're still admitting a few people, but we'll go ahead and get started. Joe, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I'm Joe.
Perfect. So, really no introduction, but there might be some people who haven't gotten the pleasure of speaking to you. So if you don't mind, let's just kind of take it back to the beginning. What were you doing before real estate?
I've been in sales all my life.
Okay. All your life, huh?
Right.
And what made you transition into real estate? Why choose the real estate industry?
It kind of happened by accident, but also on purpose. I worked for a number of companies when I moved to Houston. I was 19, I think, and I found a job with a gentleman who sold land in Magnolia, Texas, and I set appointments for him to go close people. I ran basically a phone room.
So you were cold calling for him in real estate and then decided maybe you should do it for yourself?
No, it's a longer story than that. And I've knocked on doors, and when I was growing up in New York, maybe I should go back. When I was growing up in New York, I did door-to-door sales and phone soliciting for my dad, who ran a home building a home improvement company in New York. So every day I was on the work program, and every day at about lunchtime, I'd get out of high school. It was a great way to get out of high school. And I'd go knock on doors for about 4 or 5 hours a day during high school. So when I was making about $3,000 or $4,000 a month while I was in high school, knocking on doors, setting appointments for my dad to go close. So when I moved to Houston, I went through a lot of odd jobs, and then I interviewed with a guy who asked me to set appointments for him to go sell land, which I'd done before. And what he didn't tell me is that I needed a real estate license to do so. So I decided to get my real estate license and do that. And I didn't sell one piece of land except to myself. And I bought a piece of land in the Park Place mobile home subdivision. And I bought a piece of land on Boardwalk because I figured that way I'd have my first monopoly. But when I found out I needed my license, I went and did it myself. And when I tried selling land the way he did, I was a young guy, I didn't have a lot of experience, but I watched one of my counterparts who'd been doing it a long time sell a piece of land. And I asked him, why didn't you tell him about the septic tank? Why didn't you tell him about all these things that he's going to have to pay for? And he looked at me and said, he did not ask. So I got out of that business and got into an apartment locating company, and I was their top apartment locator, apartment selector for, I don't remember exactly how long, maybe 10 months. And I told them I wanted an opportunity to advance, but they didn't recognize my talent. And so I started my own apartment locating company, which I later turned into A1 Apartment Locators. I was averaging about 42 leases a month at Apartment Selector, and they didn't recognize me. And that's a big key because they didn't recognize my talent. And that's how I got started in the real estate business. Just a brief. You want me to go further or no?
Yeah, we're all intrigued. I mean, I'm probably speaking for everybody, right? Nod your heads how intrigued we are. So you're in apartment locating, you're doing well in your business. Help us understand how then you're becoming Joe Rothchild.
I'm trying to let you lead, but it's hard for me to follow instead of lead. So you're doing a great job, Monica.
Okay.
After I started my own apartment locating company, which is probably one of the worst times in Houston to be doing it, because I started my own company September 12th, 1982. Most of you weren't born then. People naturally wanted to go ahead and from apartments, they'd want to rent a house. And so I started Rothchild Realty. And at that time, 1985, they called it Foreclosure City. And the last person to leave Houston turned the lights out. Some of those were the sayings, but I didn't know any better. I was eating barbecue sauce sandwiches, because if you add a little barbecue sauce between a couple pieces of bread, it tastes really good, and that's all I can afford right then. And my first apartment cost $250 a month, and I was ecstatic. But I started Rothschild Realty, soon to be ERA Rothschild Realty, because I'm a firm believer that why reinvent the wheel when you can buy the wheel. So I bought ERA, changed to, it wasn't making me any money, so I changed to Remax. That Remax works in an up market, just in my opinion, not in a down market. And then I was one of their top guys in the world. I was actually the number one guy in the world 3 years in a row for Remax. I was there 20 years. And when back in 2008, when the market changed and shifted, I realized that Remax wasn't designed for a shift. And I interviewed a number of companies, and I called Gary Keller to talk to him, because they'd showed me more recognition that Keller Williams as a competitor than my own company had showed me as their number one guy in the world. So they recognized the talent. They interviewed me. They put me in their Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. And I called them, and before you knew it, one of the head guys was sitting in my office. And so that's how, and I told him, I said, I need a company that has the best training in the world for my agents. I need a company that I don't have to run. And I need a company that makes profits. And I thought I threw them a number of curveballs, and they looked at me all and said, we can do all of that with our models of systems. And there's two things that I got. I said, I'd like a profit share, just like I do my title company. And the one thing I got that I didn't know I'd get was the culture. It's a big one. So God or spiritual first, then family, then business is probably the thing that's changed my life the most. Keeping my priorities in order, because real estate is that kind of business that just sucks you in, and it'll take you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it taught me to put my priorities in order, because I lost many loved ones because I didn't have my priorities in order. My dad always taught me works first, make sure to put food on the table, be the man. And I always did that, and I lost relationships because of it. So if you gain nothing else out of this conversation with myself, gain the fact that you have to keep your priorities in order, and don't answer your phone when you're with your loved ones and you're having dinner, okay? Because that makes them feel insignificant. Put them as a priority sometimes, make sure you prioritize your time, and let them know, the people you love, that they're your priority, okay? And put God or spiritual first, and put family next, and then business. If you don't do that, you will go through what I've been through. So learn from my mistakes. I'm happy now, but it's been a long road.
You failed.
I failed. I always say I failed more times than anyone else. That's why I'm very successful. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take in basketball and in life.
And in life, right? And practicing 10,000 hours then makes you an expert, which you've clearly done. So I have a question. When you were starting out, you bought the company that you felt wasn't working, so you bought the Remax because they worked in an upshift market. What were the steps you took? I'm going to ask you questions geared towards top 20%, and then some for the new agents who might have got their license in the past 6 months or so. What did you do to start?
What did I do? How did I start my real estate company?
Yeah, or when you were in Remax or as an agent, what were some of the main things you focused on day to day to build your business?
Okay, just a little history. The way I got started in business, because everyone thinks that they can't do it, but they all can do it. Because when I started my company, I was working for Apartment Selector, as I told you, and they weren't recognizing me. As a matter of fact, they didn't even want me to join them. They said, guys don't do good in apartment locating, only women. And I had to pursue the lady to hire me. She didn't want to hire me. And I was their top guy. But it's all about relationships, right? So I met a girl, and she introduced me to her boyfriend, who happened to be a home builder, and he lent me $7,000 to start my company. So that's how I got started. So don't think you need all that to get started. You don't need a lot. And that's what I built into what I have today. So what did I do? To your question, Monica, that I did that helped me was I would always work towards mastering a position and then replacing myself. So If I was answering the phones, I'd master that, okay? And I was the best at answering the phones, and I'd get someone to answer the phones for me. If I was the best at making copies, I'd get someone. And then I became the best at working with buyers, and I'd get someone to replace me. And then I'd become the best at taking listings. That was one of the hardest. And then I'd get someone to replace me. So you just master it, step away, replace yourself with someone bigger, better, faster. And that's the hardest thing to master. And that's where most people are the weakest. I've had to replace some of my leaders at some of my companies recently because they're really good at what they do. They just haven't mastered replacing themselves with someone better. So that's one of the hardest things in life to do, because if you don't, you have no leverage. But keep backing away. For example, at Keller Williams, I don't run anything now. I am not the team leader. I'm not the operating principal. I'm not the market center administrator. I'm simply an investor now. Okay, because I've mastered it. I've mastered team leader. Okay, more or less when I was Remax, I was the team leader. I was the CEO. And then I mastered operating principle, and then I got people to take my place and backed away.
And that kind of leads to my next question for the top 20%, because I do think that sometimes agents struggle with the letting go. You know, I'm talking to some of you on here who we have meetings with, and the first time I met you, we have someone in common, Jamie Betts, who's someone in Meritage Homes, and I was like, oh, you have the listing across the street from me. I was very excited with my $1 million listing, and Joe's like, sure, I don't know. He didn't run his own listings, but he has people to do that, and I think one of the hardest things is when you're building your business is letting control of that go and trusting that, you know, you can let other people do it for you so that you can continue to grow. And you had to do that to you know, take it to the next level, right?
Right, but you have to hold them accountable too. Another problem that people have, which by the way, I'm going to KPA someone later today. KPAs are so important. Understanding people at a deep level. The two things that you didn't ask me, but I'm going to share anyways, Monica, because I'm only here to help you guys and ladies, okay? That's why I'm dedicating my time today, because I believe we should always pay it forward. And welcome to my home office, by the way. So KPAs help you understand someone at a very deep level. It also is a proven system that's about almost 100% accurate and tells you whether people are a match or not. It's not 100% guaranteed, but if you hire someone that is not a match, it's likely that they will not succeed. And it costs you about $250,000 for a bad hire. So make sure you hire that right person. And I'm sorry, I'm forgetting your question. Help me out, Monica, please.
It was more about, you know, and how I see a lot of top producers are not able to let go so that they can grow.
Yeah, top producers, thank you. Don't run their businesses like businesses. I ran my business a long time. I would just go out and get listings, and not worry about anything else. The question is, are you, you know, I don't want a job, okay? And this is a perfect time for my turkey story, okay? Have any of y'all heard my turkey story? If you have, give a thumbs up. No turkey stories? Okay. You have to hear this one. Okay, so turkeys, the story about turkeys is that when a turkey gets caught in the rain, they're so dumb. You know, everyone want to know how dumb a turkey is? Thumbs up if you do. You want? Okay. Turkeys are so dumb that when it rains, they look up and they drown in their own nostrils because the rain drowns them. Okay, because they just keep looking up, and so they drown in their own nostrils because that's how dumb a turkey is. Okay, so one day I used to go on 3 to 5 listing appointments a day. Saturdays 5 to 7. Okay, and so one day it's an evening, and I'm knocking on the door. It's late at night, and I can hear the people inside the house, and it's really warm. I can hear them laughing. I can smell the dinner coming out the front door. I can hear the laughter, the happiness, and everything. But I'm standing outside the door, not inside the door. And then all of a sudden I look up and it's raining. And I said, oh my God, I'm the turkey. Okay. So I never wanted to be a turkey anymore. Okay. And the question for y'all is, how much longer do you want to be the turkey? Because that's what you're doing right now. I used to call my listing appointments turkeying. I'm going turkeying again because I'm the one looking up, okay, and drowning in my own nostrils, okay, because that's what you're doing right now. You're generating business, but you're not running it like a business. When you get other people to turkey for you, that's when you're running a business, okay? Don't be the turkey for the rest of your life. And Monica, I'm proud of you because you're not turkeying anymore, okay? And that's because you've replaced yourself, and you understand that you're growing and going to a point where you're going to get other people to leverage, and they're going to help you make money for the rest of your life. And that's where all of y'all want to go, whether it's through building a team or building a successful Keller Williams office. It's all the same. You have to replace yourself so that you're not the turkey for the rest of your life. You like my turkey story?
I love your turkey story. Guys, I definitely have a million questions, but if somebody has one, please put it in the chat box over here, and I'll ask it for you. So tell us now, you've been with KW for a long time. You were the #1 RE/MAX in the world. You got most out of the culture. You said, God, family, business. What are some other takeaways from Keller Williams that you want other people to know?
Well, and I was the #1 guy at Keller Williams the first year I was there too. So I'm not going to leave that out. So little competitive. So the main things that that are very helpful to me at Keller Williams is the KPA, okay, and also sorry, I'll think of it in a minute. But it's really, really important that you use the systems and models. Okay, the technology is amazing. I'm still learning it, but I think that the biggest takeaways is that I try to give back. What is a KPA? A KPA is a personality test that actually tells you whether people are a match, because we have models and systems. And actually, if you need a director of first impressions, if you need a market center administrator, if you need a listing agent, a buyer's agent, anything, there's a model, and you can run a test on someone for virtually nothing. I don't know exactly what it costs, but you can run a test on someone. And before you ever meet them and interview them, you should run this test. And that way, when you come in, you have something to talk to them about, because otherwise they're just going to tell you what they want to hear, you want to hear, and vice versa. And that is what a KPA is. And you take it, you learn how to do it. You should all have it done on yourselves. Okay. Monica will validate you. And it's amazing what you learn about yourself. I actually learned that I'm not a very social person, and I argued with it for a long time. And then I looked at all my personal hobbies, and they're all done by myself. So KPAs are huge. It's probably one of the biggest things you could ever do in your life. It changed my life. It helped me pick the right people that I wanted to have in my life. The other one is Quantum Leap, and it'll actually teach you what you want to do with the rest of your life. It fast forwards to the end and works back how you get there. So those are two big ones. And profit sharing is another one. I get checks every month. Actually, I don't get checks. I get my bank statement, but I don't do it for the money. To be transparent with you, I make about $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. But if you think about it, I'm trying to help other people be successful, because that's what I like to do in life, is help them grow, and to see them grow is my proudness. I like to be a mentor. So bringing other people at RE/MAX, at other companies, I felt like an island unto myself. And I think we owe it to people to show them Keller Williams and the models and systems, because it's not reinventing the wheel. You're just basically buying the wheel, and people will get light years ahead by doing that. So I think we owe it to our co-op agents, our friends, our family, to say, hey, why don't you check this out? That's it. Because I think if I would have been the only reason I'm unhappy about Keller Williams is that I didn't join them sooner, because I felt like I would have gotten there a lot faster. So I think we owe it to other people, and you get paid for the privilege. And it's mailbox money, and it's all about creating mailbox money. That's kind of how I live right now, is ultimately you want your income that you're generating as a turkey. You want to keep reinvesting it into non-turkeying ventures that just give you mailbox money for the rest of your life. And that's where I'm at. My goal was always to make $1 million a year in passive income, and I've blown that away. So anyway, I don't know if I answered your question, Monica. I got off on a tangent. Sorry.
You did. No, we're loving this. We're getting great feedback. I do have a question from Karen. How can one accelerate their way to become a market center investor?
You have to show that you can bring talent and attract talent to the market center, because before, it's not about the money that market centers want you for. They want you to show that you are a team player and you could bring people in that will help the market center grow. And if you help the market center grow, those opportunities will automatically present themselves to you.
All right. Anybody else? I know we've answered this KPA question. Does anybody else have a question? Okay. So, Joe, you mentioned passive income, and I know you have profit share. What are some other ideas that people can, start thinking about as they build their own passive income?
So I look at real estate as a live game monopoly. And I mentioned monopoly before, but it really is. So you want to, when you walk into a house, if you're listing it, you look at it as, do I want to list this or do I want to buy it? Okay, because you're walking in as a listing agent, but you're also a buyer. I would buy properties when one of my first properties I bought was $38,500. It was an assumable loan. I just said I cashed in my $8,000 retirement account and bought it. My accountant was advising me against it. You're putting too much into real estate now. He's my 50-50 business partner in commercial. So take little things, buy them, acquire them, let them grow. And eventually, as you turn those houses or condos into, investments, then let them turn into hotels. But in my case, I invested them into shopping centers. But let your mind open. The biggest problem people have is they have limiting beliefs. And I don't have limiting beliefs. I'm a big believer that persistence and determination alone are omnipotent, meaning almighty, capable of anything, meaning we can achieve anything we want in life as long as we're very persistent, very determined. And I believe that you just have to look at it as my hobby was not buying cars or houses or anything that, to live in and be fancy. That's people are very immediate gratification. I would just reinvest all the money I made into passive. And I've invested non-real estate investments and lost millions of dollars, but I've invested in real estate assets and all they do is grow. And now I own shopping centers that make me more than all my other stuff combined. So, and then market centers that make me more. So, and I don't have to do anything. So just keep doing those little things, because those little things will turn into big things. And then just keep growing it and keep watching it. And eventually your passive income will pass up your turkeying income. And that's when you know you've made it.
Good. Well, I definitely am getting some more questions now. You spoke about owning market centers. Someone wants to know Gloria wants to know, how many market centers do you own?
Let's see. I'm a minority investor in your beautiful market center. I'm proud and honored to be part of you. KW Central, KW Southwest, with over 500 agents. KW Signature with about 300 agents. Those I'm majority in. Bryan College Station minority, Waco minority, Conroe minority. And then we're buying one in San Diego, so it'll be 7.
So 7, there you go.
Well, only 6 right now. Okay. But so the ones I'm minority in, which is what y'all would be doing at first, make me a buttload of money. Okay, they do. So you don't have to be a majority owner. That's my point. You don't have to be a majority owner to make a lot of money. So just get those little pieces where you can, whether, so you can invest in businesses. I also own a title company because you follow the money. Okay. If you follow the money and what you use all the time, why not own part of it? So follow whatever you're paying, look at your bills, look at where most money goes to and say, I want to own a piece of that because clearly they're making money. So you might think about, following the money trail. Like we own a title company and I started a title company with nothing. And now it's turned into, I think last year we did $4.7 million in revenue. And now the net profit wasn't there. okay? And my president is gone, and I took over the presidency, and now I'm looking for another leader to help run it, and I'll step away again and give them a vesting interest in the company so that they'll never leave. So, but we had our most profitable month ever in June, and probably in July we'll probably even beat another record. So for this year. So anyway, follow the money trail and invest in that. So invest in real estate, but also investing in real estate related companies because you understand them. Where you make your biggest mistakes in life, and I have, is going and thinking, okay, I've made millions in real estate, so I'm going to go make it in fitness, or I'm going to go make it in restaurants, or I'm going to go make it in a gun company. And that's not it. Follow the real estate because you understand it.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. You have shared some of the other ones with me, and you said ultimately real estate is where you need to be because that's your specialty. So
Right.
Speaking of that, Charlie says, at what point do you decide that you have mastered a portion of your business?
You feel it. You feel it. I go based a lot on my gut. So you'll know when you're making a lot of money, and you'll know, and you know, and the answers just roll out of your mouth. You mastered it. You'll just feel it. You'll know it's time. But the biggest problem people make is they want to keep their job. They're afraid to let go. So those are what I call cul-de-sac leaders. Do y'all want to know what a cul-de-sac leader is? A cul-de-sac leader is anyone that will never hire anyone bigger, better, faster than them because they're intimidated by them. So they can never go very far because they get in this cul-de-sac and they keep going round and round and round because they're afraid to hire people bigger, better, stronger than them. They're intimidated. So they're always going to hire inferior people. But you'll know but you want to hire someone who has talent. You want to hire that most talented person. And then, Gary Keller teaches you only need 3 to 5 people, okay, in your life. And all you have to do is help them grow and be as amazing as they possibly can. And if you focus on those 3 to 5 people and let them be what they're called wealth builders, okay? If you focus on those 3 to 5 people and allow them to be your wealth builders and help them grow and just continue to make a piece of the pie off of them for the rest of your life, you're going to be very rich.
Yes. Okay, I got a couple more. Okay, I promise. Shane says, how would you advise a brand new agent to reach top producer status ASAP?
Okay, I knew I'd get this one. So you can't you can do anything you want in life, but you have to, it's not about getting there ASAP. First of all, if you're going to get there ASAP, use all the models and systems. Do not try to reinvent the wheel. Read MREA, okay? Follow the MREA model, okay? And then focus on replacing yourself all the time. Master it, replace yourself. It's not genius work. Real estate is not genius work, okay? I think that anyone could do it. You just have to be more determined and more persistent than everyone else, and you have to put in the hours. I got there by outworking everyone else. I'm not smarter than anyone else. I just outworked them all. So, knocking on doors, cold calling, it's all the same thing. Don't be the secret agent is a big one. I see everyone out there, okay, and I don't see one person with an identifier on them right now. I see one. Vanessa, I think I see you. But don't be the secret agent. People love to talk about real estate. Second big deal that I'll tell you today is always be wearing an identifier, a name badge or a Keller Williams shirt or something. You're not selling funeral lots. You're not selling life insurance. You're not selling cars. You're not selling something that people don't want to talk about. You're selling something that everyone wants to talk about. So when you go in the grocery store, the bank, the restaurants, I've made so much money, okay? At Starbucks, someone said, I heard him talking about real estate. I said, excuse me, ma'am, sir, I hate to interrupt you, but I heard you say real estate. I just want to tell you I'm with Keller Williams. I showed him my, name badge or whoever I was with at the time, and I just wanted to say hi. And they said, we believe in laws of synchronicity, and we want you to list our house, and the next thing you know, I'm following them out to a listing, and BFE, okay, for lack of a better way of saying it. And I called my office and said, hey, just so you know, I'm following some people I never met before. If I don't come back, okay, come find me. But you can't, those identifiers have made me so much money. You cannot leave that money on the table, okay? Do not be a secret agent. Wherever you go, when you walk out the door, you always have your name badge on, okay? I will increase your income today by telling you that one thing, okay? Do not be a secret agent, never.
Okay, ordering name badge now. So, we're almost in with all our questions, but if you could leave us with two things, what would you say your greatest accomplishment is, both professionally and in your personal life? This is from Dory's question.
In my personal life, it's taking care of my family. I have the pleasure of taking care of my mom right now, who's got dementia. She's 85. I take care of her 100%. We've got full-time caretakers there. My why, when I was about 18 or 19, I was a real bad kid, but my why when I woke up was I wanted to have enough money to take care of my family when I got older. I'm proud to say I'm honored to say that I take 100% care of my mom financially. We've got full-time caretakers there, morning, noon, and night. She's got a beautiful apartment overlooking, she's not in a nursing home, overlooking a lake in La Cantera, Katy, Texas. And then my dad's 93. I take 100% care of him. My sister and brother help a little bit, with the, they go visit her and tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I'm proud to say I 100% financially take care of them. My kids, I'm so proud of them. I still take care of them because I believe in, someone's like, why are you still sharing your money with them? I said, because I'd rather see them enjoy it now than I can't see them when I'm dead. You can't take it with you. So I'm proud to say that I enjoy sharing my proudest accomplishment is my family. And it's funny because I was looking at the relationships I've had with, my daughter's had a relationship, I've had relationships, but the people that always stay with you is your family. And, they're there no matter what. So love on them, appreciate them, don't take them for granted. And I'm proud to say I take care of them now. It's my honor. Let's see, business-wise, I'm really proud of the fact that I've stepped into the passive income role, and that my passive income way outweighs my other income. Once in a while, I'll do a commercial deal. I just get out there for fun, and I like doing it. It's fun, and I still do the commercial leasing myself because I like talking to people and rubbing elbows and making deals, and I like to see the people who are going to be my tenants. But my proudest accomplishment is probably the commercial properties and the Keller Williams market centers, because when you build something, I like building stuff. I'm a builder. And when you build something, just like I built a team and I watched it net over $1 million a year at one point, I'm building buildings now and I'm building market centers, and then I'm watching them grow. And then I get to see all of you here because of something that was just a dream at one time. And that makes me really happy. So my proudest thing is building things like KW Central, and even playing a small role in it, and watching it grow and seeing it flourish.
Well, thank you. We are happy to be here. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day. That's all the questions I have. Is there anything you want to leave us with?
Don't let other people put a lid on you, okay? Just keep in mind that you're going after your goals, okay? And don't let anything get in the way of them. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. It's Calvin Coolidge, print it out, keep it on your wall, okay? Meaning almighty, capable of anything. You can achieve anything you want in life. Nothing can stand in your way. No one can stand in the way of your goals, and go for it. Don't have limiting beliefs.
I think we're all teary-eyed. You've moved us all. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. The sky's the limit, Monica, and you're going to go big places, and so is everyone else, as long as they have that attitude and that belief.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Joe, we appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Oh, thank you so much. And just so you guys know, this was recorded, so it will be available later on our YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
if you missed anything,
Bye, everyone. See you later. Have a great day.
Bye.
Rock on.